Good morning, everybody. We're standing now in Erev Rosh Hashanah. Tomorrow night will come all of us dressed in white to the Beis Din, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Adin, and come the Judgment Day. The Kodesh Baruch Hu is going to judge us. And here there are a few things that we have to understand. And every year one of the problems is that a lot of people come to shul, to synagogue, and sometimes you have, let's say, a place in the synagogue, your regular place that you sit there the whole year, then suddenly you find out that the Gabbai put you in a different place. And sometimes it hurts, you don't know why. Why did they put me in a different place? And here we have to understand that though that what's happening is people come, the family come, and so instead of one sitting on the place that normally he sits the whole year, or two, suddenly it's 4 or 5. So what are you going to do? You're going to separate the families. You put the families together, and unfortunately some of the people have to sit in different places, especially when sometimes also all the women come and there is not enough place in the Ezrat Nashim, the women's section. So what they do, they take a part from the men's section for the women to come and pray. And all those things, they are changing, unfortunately, the place. And it always reminds me this famous story about two guys coming in Rosh Hashanah to the synagogue, and they find out that the Gabbai did a mistake and he put them both on the same seat. What are you going to do now? So the Gabbai tells him, tonight there is no such a big problem, because I have you can sit at this seat and there is another very good seat nearby. No, but tomorrow morning you have to understand everybody's going to be full, and unfortunately I have only one place here and I did a mistake. I'm sorry, I put you both on the same place, and what is being done is being done. And now what I have is like this place for one of you, and the other place is at the end of the synagogue, at the end of the shul. Of course, everybody wanted to sit on the good seat and didn't want to sit in the back. They want to hear everything properly and so on. So he says, you have to decide. Tomorrow morning, tell me what you decided. And okay, both go home, and one is dreaming a dream. He's going to sleep, he dreams a dream, and he sees this long way, silent. Shh. Suddenly he hears a noise, and he sees a carriage coming, a white carriage, and in the carriage you see white angels. Some of them are big, some of them are fat, some of them are thin, some of them are small, and going, and then another one, and another one, and another one. And he's starting to, what's going on here? What are all those carriages doing here? Where are they going to? And then quiet, and then another one, and he sees carriages coming, but this time they are black, and in those carriages he sees angels also, but black angels. Some of them big, some of them small, some of them thin, some of them fat. And so he's starting to running to see where all those carriages going, and he comes to a place, to a big place, and in the middle of the place there is a big how do you say, weight, that you weight things, and which, like the old times, like you used to put on one side the mishkolot, and how do you call them, the heavy, the weight, or heavy the weight, and on the other side you put the fruits or the vegetable or whatever, like a scale, a big scale. And there is a big table, and he sees those people, honorable people like rabbis, dayanim, and understand that's a court. And then he sees that all the angels from the right side is got the white carriages, the other side is got the black one, and the angels, they're coming down and going to the big thing, the big side of the right side going the white angels, and on the left side the black angel. And he sees the scale is going up and down, and more, and unfortunately the white angels are starting to go down, and the black angels are up. In other words, the black angels, going down. The black angels are going and turning the weight, and it's go to the side of the black angels. And he's asking, what is this? Or says, what do you mean? This is a court case. You don't see? Says, who is the one that is in court? And says, what do you think you're doing here? It's you. You are the one that now is standing in front of the Beis Din, and you are going to be. You are the court. You are standing in front of your court, and they are going to judge you. And he's starting to get afraid. He sees the black angels, which are, says, the bad deeds, as the guy explained to him. You see, the white one are the good deeds you did, the mitzvot, and the black one is the sins you did. And if you look, you see in the wagons it's written mitzvah kabedet avicha v'timecha, kibud avahem, tzedakah, chesed, and on the other side is written stealing, lying, and so on. So this is the side of the mitzvahs. The other side is the side of the sins. And when he sees that unfortunately the sins are going much heavier than the angels are now up there, and the sins are really going down and taking the weight, doesn't know what to do, what's going to be. Suddenly one of the court says he suffered, no, he had the yisurim, he had the pain and problems. So let's see those angels that are, because as we say, when somebody's got let's say yisurim, when he's got pain and suffering, this is going to clean the side of the sins. Says, let's see the suffering he had. So now comes another wagon, a kind of white one, suffering, and quite a few angels there, and they're going up on the right side, and the scale starting to change, Baruch Hashem, but stops right in the middle. And by the way, as the Rambam says always, that everybody has to see like the whole world is like this, is equal, sins and mitzvahs, and everything you do now is going to change the picture. Now, if you're doing a mitzvah, you are going to have, let's say, you are going to be, your verdict is going to be that you're going into the new year. You have a good verdict. But unfortunately, if you do a sin, it's going to go to the sin side, and the whole world is going to get punished because of you. So we understand, each one has to understand, it's not only me. And this is the part of the whole idea, getting out of the egocentrism of us and thinking not about ourselves only, but on all the others, on all Am Yisrael. This is one of the main basic things in Rosh Hashanah. Be a part of the congregation, be a part of the community, do good with your friends. Anyway, let's go back to the story. So, equal. So what do we do? So the judges say, okay, we'll give him another chance till tomorrow morning. If he's doing a mitzvah or something good, we are going to let's say to save him, and he's going to go into the new year, Be'ezrat Hashem, and we'll have a new beginning in the new year. But if not, the guy wakes up trembling, in a fright, on a shock. He runs to shul the first day in the morning, comes to the Gabbai before everybody, says, it's okay, give my seat to my friend, I'm going to sit. The worst seat you have, I've got no problem. And this is exactly the story to understand. Sometimes we feel, I will never forget, a few years ago I came to Cologne for an exhibition, and when I come to the shul, to the Jewish community there in the morning, and I sat on a place to start davening, and an old guy came to me and he says, move, this is my seat. And I got insulted, you know. If you look at the shul was not half empty. There's hardly people there. So you have so many seats to sit. But it was his seat. So okay, I got, there was no problem. I just moved and sit on the other side. But when I came back, I understood the feeling of the guy that lost his seat. That somebody was sitting on his seat. We are building a Daf Yomi, and I have a place where I sit always. Place where I sit now. And when I came back from this exhibition, I saw somebody else, a new guy that came to learn the Daf Yomi, he's sitting on my seat. Of course, when everybody saw me coming, and said, only move the seat. But I felt like somebody sitting on my seat. You got this feeling? Then it wasn't the end of it. I come to the shul, to synagogue, for Shachrit, and somebody is sitting on my seat. And suddenly I realized the feeling of somebody that is losing a seat. This is a terrible feeling. You know, you're used to a seat. You want to sit on your normal seat. You are convenient. It's your, let's say, it's your comfort zone, and your prayers are going much easier. And by the way, the reason the halacha says that everybody has to sit on a permanent seat, to have a seat in a place where we sit always, because when he's got his own seat, it's much easier to have the kavanah and pray with all your heart. And how true it is. But then I realized something else, that when you give your seat, you're really doing something very good. And you're thinking not about yourself only, but on the others. And this is the story. To understand and realize, okay, we'll come to synagogue and in shul, and we see that we are not on a normal seat. They put us on a different seat. So what? We are blessed. Say thank you to God that you gave your seat to somebody else. This is another something to stand for us. When we help each other, this is one of the main basic things. And I want to talk about something else. I was talking about the seats because when I looked at the map of where I'm sitting today, this year, also I'm not sitting on my normal place. But as I said, in the beginning I felt, but then I said, I remember the story. Let's imagine that everything is equal. Every good thing that we do now is changing the whole picture. And even if it's a seat, it looks like nothing important, but it is. For you, it's important to sit on your seat, and when you give something to the others, this is the idea. Giving. When we say 13 midot rachamim, Hashem, Hashem, El Rachum v'Chanun, El Chapayim v'Chesed v'Emet, people think that they read it and that's enough. No. Ta'asu. We have to make it like this guy who came to the doctor. He was very ill, and the doctor gives him a description, and he says, read the description very carefully. After a week, his wife phoning him, he's in a terrible state. He's much worse than what he was when he came to you. How can it be? So the doctor runs and goes and looks at what's happened to his patient, and he sees really the situation is terrible. So he's asking, did you read the instruction? He says, of course I read the instruction. Suddenly the doctor sees that the bottle of the pills is full. He said, why, you didn't take the pills? He says, no, you told me to read the instruction very carefully. That's what I did. He says, you stupid or something? What do you think? If you read the instruction, it's going to help you? You have to take the pills. And that's exactly the idea of 13 midot rachamim. When you want the mercy of God, when you want the forgiveness of God, you have to forgive. Mahu chanun gam ata chanun, mahu rachum gam ata rachum. He is merciful, you have to be merciful. And again, this is the same story with the seat. So don't feel bad about it. And look for other things. If you are sitting on your own seat, which is also, it can happen, yes, you will sit on your normal seat. Or also, look for things that you can do for the others. Look for things that this is one of the basic, very important things. And then there is another thing. There is this, I always tell it, there is a famous story in the Gemara that tells about two situations. One situation is two very sick people. They're very ill. Let's say, they're going to die from this illness. And they get up and pray to God and daven. And one is being saved and the other one dies. And another story, the same, two are they got a verdict from the court that they're going to be killed. And they also stand and pray. One got killed and the other one was saved. So the Gemara says, what's the difference? There was the same situation. Why was one saved and the other not? Why one got, let's say, died from the illness and the other one was, Baruch Hashem, got better? And it says, one prayed with a kavanah, with intention, and the other one didn't. So they must say that this is impossible. Somebody is going to die, and he's already praying to God. Was he going to pray without intention, without kavanah? Impossible. So what's the problem? It says, one believed, and the other didn't believe. And this is the basic of everything. Even if a sword is on your neck, if you pray to God, God can save you, even from in the worst situation that there is. And if you believe in this, that's the basic thing. So one believed, doesn't matter. I've got an illness, God can save me. God's got the power. He's the Almighty. He can do whatever He wants. So he believed. Both of them prayed with Kavanah. But the other guy, he says, I'm praying, but because that's the last thing I have to do. That's what I can do now. But how can this situation change? The other one, he prayed, believing that God can change the situation. And this is the basic for everything. So let's do good. Let's change our ways. And let's start with the small things, helping each other. And also believing that God can change everything. And we see the miracles that God is doing us recently after the terrible thing that happened to us. And we are still in this terrible situation. So the only way to win this thing is biyachad, together, real together, helping each other and believing that God can change the picture as He's doing B'ezrat Hashem. All the best. Shana Tova, Ktiva, V'chatima Tova.